Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the Phantom Nights podcast, where we break down pop culture.
Like cut out here.
Where we break down pop culture one Phantom at a time, and we get the camera lens just right. All right. Today we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1, Chapter 9. Done. Got it. I'm getting this locked in.
That's your best one so far.
The Waterbending Scroll. This was released on April 29th, 2005, and got an 8.0 rating on IMDb.
Right on.
Dustin, take us through the story.
All right. So it opens up.
All right.
So it opens with Aang panicking. They're flying on Appa, and it opens with him panicking. And he's like, I gotta learn all these, I gotta master all these bending things in, months. And he told me it takes years.
Pacing back and forth.
On Appa, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's, Pacing back and forth, and Sokka's like, dude, it took you, 112 years to master airbending, so, yeah, you should be good by next summer. Aang's, continues to freak out that he hasn't even learned waterbending yet, and they're weeks away from even reaching the Northern Water Tribe. And then it, again, has a shot of Katara's hand reaching to Aang and grabbing his hand. And, again, I think I mentioned when it was just me and you last week, Katara is, Aang's, almost, spiritual guide, almost, just calms him down in, the most conflicting moments for him, I suppose.
Sun's getting real low, big bye.
Yeah. Big bye.
Big bye. Big bye. Big guy.
So then, she says it's going to be okay, and Katara would try to teach Aang waterbending. She's like, if
you do that for me?
You do that for me?
Yeah, dude, we're friends. Jeez. It's like, Sherman, can I borrow $1?
What?
Can I borrow?
Of course.
No, seriously, can I borrow $1?
Absolutely.
You do that for me? Yeah, it's not that surprising. Okay.
I misread the cue, and I'm like, what? You want to borrow $1? Why?
I suppose we're in the middle of something here, but I
guess
I'm like,
really? Right now?
So they look for a place to try to waterbend, so they find this little nice waterfall in a river that flows right off of it.
And Sokka's like, let's just go find a nice big puddle for you guys to play around in.
Yeah. And so Appa lets them off, and then Appa kind of just jumps right into the thing. That was just kind of funny. Kicking back and relaxing. Mm-hmm. And then Aang is just right behind him, got his clothes all off. He's like, yeah!
Come in there, guys!
Katara's like, we're here for training. We're not here to play. He's like, okay, puts his clothes back on. He always wants to play and do something.
Yeah.
Because remember, that was his, even when Katara and Sokka were like, yeah, we gotta go to the North Pole, he's like, okay, but we gotta stop here, and here, and here
Maybe
to do
that's
this,
why
and
he's such a good airbender, because, he used the airbending for play, Yeah. He uses it to get around all the time. But,
So then Sokka was like, well, what do I do while you guys are, waterbending? He's like, oh, well, you can take a branch and, clean Appa's toes. Like, oh, cool. So you guys get to play in the water, and I get to go scrub the mud and grime out of his feet. And he's like, oh, don't forget the bugs.
He's like, and I get to get the mud out of his feet and bugs. I like how he's like, okay. And he just
he's just like, I'm good. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Whatever.
I guess.
So then the next scene it cuts to Zuko, and he's wondering why they changed course. And he goes into the bridge and demands why such mutiny has occurred. And Iroh has assured him it is of the utmost importance of why they have changed course. Because he had lost his lotus tile. He's like, I'm hoping we can find this market and I can just buy another one and we'll be on our way and I can go on with my life.
My pie show tile.
Isn't this the place where Zuko, breathes fire? This is the first time he's ever breathed fire.
This is where he breathes fire out of frustration.
Yeah, but this is the first time though, right? I think.
I don't know. I think when he was...
I think it's the first time you see anyone breathe fire in this series. And he's just... and you're like, what the... where did this come from?
I want to say Zuko or someone did it when they were doing the Agni Kai against Zhao.
Oh, maybe.
When they were training on that ship.
With Zhao.
Zhao and Zuko.
Okay.
Either one of them...
this is the first one, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I could be wrong, too. I just maybe could picture that.
Right.
I just don't know.
Oh, I forgot to count how many times they did it. I marked it down, but I didn't count. So keep going.
Okay. So Zuko's like, you changed all this for a lotus tile? And I was like, hopefully this market has one so I can go on with my life. And Zuko is just furious, and that's when he spits the fire from his mouth out of frustration. And Iroh's like, I'm lucky to have such an understanding nephew.
And that's when he breathes fire.
Yeah. Oh, he breathes the fire, and then he says that line.
Oh,
he's like, I'm so glad I have an understanding nephew. Yeah. So then it cuts back to Katara and Aang, and Katara is teaching waterbending. This is literally my favorite 5 minutes of this entire episode. Was Katara teaching Aang? Well, not really teaching, but just like...
Yeah.
That's your favorite part?
Of this episode, maybe, yeah. I mean, the funniest, I guess, but I like funny things more, I guess. But so, Katara is teaching waterbending, and then told him it took him months to learn this, this one move that she was showing him the first.
Oh yeah.
And Aang starts to bend and starts to do the movements, and like 3 seconds later, he's like, "I'm doing it already." Katara has this shocked look on her face, and she's like, "Dang, it took me 2 months to learn that move, and you just did it in 3 seconds."
But again, Aang, instead of being all cocky and stuff, he's like, "Oh, but you did it all by yourself. At least I have a good teacher." She's like, "Oh,
how smooth."
Katara's all like, "All better."
Yeah.
Blushing.
Like I was just mad at you for being better than me, but I don't care anymore. Yeah. But that changes rules.
But it changes pretty quick.
So Katara shows him another difficult streaming the water move, and is like, "Don't be discouraged if you can't get this right away." And Aang, literally right away, like right out of the button, just does it, and Katara's like, "What the heck?" And she just like lets her water go. She's like, "Screw this, dude."
Yeah.
And
Katara
is like, calls him out for his gloating, because Aang kind of gloats about it after.
Oh, right, because he does like a big twirl over his head or something like that.
The over the head thing was a little much. I'm okay. And then Katara shows him the final move, and she was like, "I haven't even been able to do this, but I'm trying to create a big wave." Mm-hmm. And Aang's like, "Like this?" And it's just 100-foot wave that just topples Appa and Sokka.
I like Sokka, he's just...
He's like, Aang.
It's just where he's like, it was hard enough when you were just an airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have to worry about waterbending too. Oh, that's funny. So then, after that, it also, Sokka mentions that Aang had washed all their supplies down the river too.
Yeah. Do you think him being good at waterbending is
I'm sorry, I like those little noises.
Do you think him being good at waterbending is like someone who skateboards all the time being good at
snowboarding?
Like snowboarding?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Like,
because they're so close together?
They're maybe not close, but like, maybe that's not a good example, but someone who skateboards all the time being good at, like, skiing, maybe. I don't know, because it's too late.
So there... Do you ever see the Disney Channel movie Johnny Tsunami? Because they deal with that.
No.
Because it's like guy from Hawaii who surfs his entire life gets moved to like the to like the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
And he picks up snowboarding.
Oh,
and it's completely opposite
that,
for like the dynamics.
Yeah,
but he picks it up.
Right.
And he's like, all right, cool.
Because you're already good at balancing. You're already good at all the stuff. So Aang's already good at channeling whatever chi power. So he just has to do it in a different way. So
right.
Or is he just really talented? Or is it because he's the Avatar? I don't know.
Both.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of it. Yes.
Check. Yes.
So the next scene is it cuts to the same crew here and they arrive at some village. It never really says what this village is, but it just looks like there's a bunch of bad guys and like mercenaries and pirates and stuff like that that are there.
Random port number 3.
And Sokka says they only have 3 silver pieces left from what King Boomy gave them to be on their way.
3 copper pieces.
No, 3 silver pieces.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Pretty sure it says copper.
It says silver.
Want to bet?
$100.
$100? You always do $100. I don't want to throw away $100.
Just do like $20.
Huh?
Just do $20.
$20.
$10.
$10.
$10? Okay, I'll take that bet. I just got myself $10.
All right, pause.
You guys can continue. I will settle this.
I like it. So it cuts to them at the village, and I just thought it was funny here because my typing sometimes sucks, and it says, "Village looks like a bunch of bad Gumbies and mercenaries." I meant to write bad guys.
I'm like, Gumbies? What the heck?
Yeah.
A bunch of bad Gumbies.
Yeah. That used to be my favorite show when I was like, Gumby.
Yeah. They're all just green and weird looking.
It was like clay animation. It was awesome. Anyways. So Sokka says they only have the 3 silver pieces. Chris?
2 copper pieces. No, sorry, they do have 3.
But Aang says, make that 2 because he thought he bought a flying bison whistle. And then Katara becomes the mom and is like, no offense, but I'm holding on to the money.
Yeah, I like that.
And then some con artist, turns out to be a pirate, tries to persuade the group to buy some stuff on a ship. And that's when they go on the ship. And this Captain Hook-like figure, I don't really know what his name was. I just called him Captain Hook because he's got like a pirate bird and stuff like that.
Yeah, with a reptile bird.
Yeah, a reptile bird, which I noted that for Sherman just in case.
Yeah.
It's like a reptile bird. I don't know exactly.
Oh, the parrot?
The parrot lizard
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Looks like a dragon almost.
I was thinking like a Komodo dragon mixed with a parrot, maybe.
Yeah. Or like
I could see that.
Or,
Or something like that. Something with that style of head.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The Captain Hook-like figure offers to buy Momo, and Aang is like, not happening. And then Katara finds a waterbending scroll, which is pretty much what the whole episode is titled and about from here on out. And Sokka figures out that they are pirates, and that they probably stole this stuff. And the pirate is like, I like to call ourselves high-risk traders. I was just like, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
I put on my notes, high-risk trading. Good one. So I think Aang says, good one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Katara wants the scroll, but someone from the Earth Kingdom has it like on layaway. He says like, "Oh, I'm selling it to someone from the Earth Kingdom," which makes me to differ. What does someone from the Earth Kingdom need a waterbending scroll? Is it just some random person, or could that place someone?
A collector maybe who just collects a bunch of old stuff.
I mean, it could be nothing, but I would like to think it's a cool little plot hole there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
or a plot point where like later on there's some dude who is like an evil earthbending dude.
Either waterbender or earthbender. Oh, because he's. Or maybe... Well, because remember Iroh's...
someone in the Earth Kingdom, so maybe it was like a...
Remember Iroh learns to redirect lightning from water-bending techniques? So maybe other bendings take other techniques of other bending and utilize that into somehow of their bending that they can do.
But they just said it was someone in the Earth Kingdom, and maybe it's like that's the swamp people or whatever who are waterbenders.
Or the king.
Because the swamp people live in the Earth Kingdom, right?
True.
And they use vines as like whips.
Well,
and
it's close to it, yeah.
What does the scroll teach? It teaches the water whip. Right? Among other things. But that's the thing that they learn.
Right.
So, I don't know. We'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. It'd be cool if there was, like, other hints to this later that we just never really picked together.
Yeah.
So then... This is why I know it's not Copper Chris, because then Aang tried to haggle... Oh, you are right. No, because remember Katara gets the silver pieces, and then Aang is like, oh, I have 2 copper pieces, though. But he gives the actual 2 copper or silver pieces to Katara.
I don't know. Sherman's bringing it up.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
But I know why you think copper, because Aang pulls out those 2 copper ones. He's like, I'll give you 2 copper ones. He's like, it's worth 200 gold pieces.
Yeah. Well,
He's
how
like,
about
how about 2?
Yeah.
I was like, no. But yes, he offers them copper then, but I'm pretty sure it's silver pieces. Do you have an answer for this?
I don't yet.
Okay.
He's finding it.
We'll keep going. It's just building up the intensity for $10.
It's such a minute detail that like it's hard
But now
to
we got
look.
money riding on it.
I think you just have to. I think we're just gonna have to go on Netflix.
That's
quick
what he's
and,
doing.
I'm literally doing that right
Oh, are
now.
you? Okay. You're downloading Netflix.
I'm downloading Netflix app right now.
As the video's live. Okay. So then, yeah, he tries to haggle them for offering 2 copper for the scroll compared to 200 like the pirate asked for. And Katara's like, let's just get out of here before something happens. So they end up walking away, and the pirate says, wait, come back! And the Aang is like, I knew you'd come to, like, renegotiate.
He's just so confident
Yeah.
in his haggling.
Oh, I don't know, I just love that. And so... He's like, I knew you'd come to your senses. And then they confronted with...
You're not coming to murder me. You wanted my sweet deal.
Yeah. Then they got confronted with swords. And then they started running from the pirates. And there's a cool little quote here. That I think it's later on here. But, do you got it here?
Gotta go to a different episode.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you pulled up the last one I was watching.
Oh, okay. So then when they're running through from the pirates this whole time, we get our 4th mention of the Cabbage Man.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
Sokka...
love how it starts with him. Okay, you go ahead. Go.
Oh, because like Sokka like runs into him, knocks over like 3, and he catches him. Katara knocks over 2. And then Aang just like dives but he flattens this way to his feet through it, and then expands back open, but doesn't knock over a single thing. and then shoots the cart back at the guy. He's like, all my cabbages.
Does he say my cabbages? I don't actually remember if he did.
He says my cabbages, and then he says, this place is worse than Omashu.
Oh, yeah. So that proves that he's traveling along this whole way. He's not just brothers and sisters. It's not.
What if he's chasing the Avatar? He's always in the place of the Avatar.
Whoa.
What if he's like secretly like
or
trying
what if
to?
he's like secretly helping him somehow? Or. But
I like the idea of secretly
scene...
going against him because maybe he's like trying to get a good opportunity to capture him and bring him to the Fire Lord. Or something.
He's like the real villain.
Right.
Maybe he's
Cabbage Man is evil.
Fire Lord Ozai. We've got exactly 3 copper pieces left.
Is it really?
Woo! I'm sorry.
It took a lot of effort.
I think you found the wrong episode there.
That's Netflix itself.
Yeah, see, I think you're watching the Japanese dub or something where they mix the meadows up.
It's like they translated between.
Yeah, see, it's just so I'll show you mine later, and then I'll give the $10.
All right. But I like how the Cabbage Man opens up, and it's like this whole big chase scene, and then it cuts to the cabbage guy, and he's just like. He's literally caressing a cabbage's face, and then he puts it down, and then all this other stuff happens. He just loves his cabbages so much.
After that, the gang gets cornered, and the pirates say, "Who gets to take the steel of my blade first?" I thought that was a really cool way to say it. Who gets to take the steel of my blade
Take
first?
or taste?
Who gets to take the steel of my blade first? Aang is like, no one, and then airbends them back for a little bit, and then they all like cling on to Aang, and he airbends and glides away.
Did they get captured in this one? Oh yeah.
Later. So then they get away from that one, and then
should count how many times Aang gets captured. Does it happen in every single episode?
Dang near, yeah. So then they fly back to the waterfall spot, and Katara reveals that she stole the waterbending scroll. And Aang looks worried almost for a second when she says that. Like I kind of looked at Aang's face, and he was like. Kind of just like shocked or like worried almost, but then he was like, "Okay, whatever."
Back to his playful self.
Yeah, it was just weird for a second that he had this like worried look, and then Katara was like, "I call it high risk trading," and Aang was like, "That's a good one."
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, call it high risk trading. Good one.
And Aang's like, "Well, what's done is done," and then we should learn from the scroll, and then it cuts back to. Iroh, and he failed locating the lotus tile, but he bought a Suki horn for play night, and then he said like, but if you don't get what you're looking for, you'll still get stuff for a good deal or whatever you're saying.
Like I always say, if you don't get what you're looking for,
you can still find something good.
At least
find a good deal.
At least you had a good bargain or something like that.
Yeah. Some of these things I should actually just like. Get the actual quote so I can actually know.
This whole episode is just going to be us debating the
What did he actually say?
What did I actually say? Well, what just go watch the show. Yeah.
Let me just print off a script for every episode so I can be the moderator here.
It's silver coins.
I literally just showed you the translation. Subtitles and everything.
So the pirates are talking about the girl and the bald kid that stole from them, and Zuko overhears this and asks if he had an arrow on his head. And then it cuts back to Katara reading the scroll and just wants to try out one move before she gives it to Aang, because the original purpose was to give it to Aang so Aang can learn waterbending. But Katara gets a little selfish in this scene and is like wanting to just use the waterbending scroll for herself more than let Aang use it. Because obviously like Aang's got to do this before next summer, and she's like, I want to do it just because I want to.
Right, that's so weird. The last episode they found that he has a huge time crunch. And instead of being like, oh, you're super good at this, let's just get up to the northern water tribe so you can train really fast. It's like, oh, I'm mad because you're better than me. Well, yeah, he's the Avatar.
Can she just take like a book, like a page from the that village elder who's like, no, we don't have time for that. Go.
Yeah, exactly. Right. There's times for getting mad at stuff, and then there's times for like saving the world. So let's go save the world right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So next, Sokka tells Aang that she only wants the scroll for herself, and that Aang tried the move Katara wants to try from the scroll, and does it instantly. Mm-hmm. And then Aang is all like, it's about keeping your feet light, and Katara's like, shut up! He says, tells it some to shut his air hole up, and then his ultimate wisdom gets old.
Your unlimited wisdom, or what? Yeah.
Yeah. And then Katara apologizes for being all emotional about it. She says that it's all his and that he says it's all right. Mm-hmm. It's all right. You're just a teenage girl.
I'm a 112-year-old boy, but
So the next thing is it cuts back to Zuko, and he's on the same river looking for Aang, because they obviously know that he bought a waterbending scroll. So the pirate was like,
smart. Yeah.
That's another thing I want to mention is like Zuko. Detective Zuko, like you said, like
yeah,
the first
Detective
one.
Zuko.
Detective Zuko. I was like, this guy's
you
a
weren't
detective.
there for that. The one where Zuko's tracking down Iroh, and he's like smelling his shoe, and he's walking.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's Detective Zuko, and Dustin was getting so annoyed because I kept like
I
going off on Detective Zuko. Zuko's a detective.
Zuko's a detective.
He has all the skills of a detective.
He's very good. I like it.
In that episode, yes. In this one, I feel like he just blindly keeps walking into them. Like,
well, no,
oh wait,
like right here, when they're sitting on the ship on the river, the pirate's like, "Oh, we should go check the woods. Like, we should go check for the woods for them." And he's like, "They stole a waterbending scroll, right? So they'll be on the water."
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Thank you, Detective Zuko.
That makes sense.
Let's follow you.
the pirate's like, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Getting talked down to by a boy.
So then it cuts back and to the camp, and Katara sneaks off with the scroll to learn, and then she runs into Momo real quick, and kind of Momo just like, "Don't go, bro. Don't go." Like something bad's gonna happen if you go. And then she's like, "Just be quiet, Momo." And then she goes anyways.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. I know you can speak full English, but please don't tell anyone. So then she's practicing out there, and then she's making a lot of noise, and then Zuko and the pirate overhear him, and then that's when Katara gets captured.
Yeah, what if what if she just slept? She just would have slept. They were just gone by, and then the pirate would have looked at Zuko like, "On the water, huh?"
Yeah, on the water. Huh?
Yeah. Maybe they're sleeping in the woods because it's the middle of the night.
That would have been awesome. That would have been a good line in there. So Katara like runs from the pirate that like tries to capture her, and then she's like running, and then she looks forward, and then she like runs right into Zuko, and Zuko's like, "I'll save you from these pirates," like, and then just ties her up to a tree.
There's a lot of tying people to things in this show. Like the last episode, everyone was tied to poles. This one, she's tied to a pole. Like, what the heck?
So yeah, Katara's tied to the tree, and Zuko confronts her about needing to restore his honor, and that he can restore something that belongs to her mother's necklace. And so Zuko sends the pirates out after Aang in the woods, and then it cuts back to Sokka and Aang getting ambushed as they're like just waking up. Then they just like immediately get ambushed and captured. And then the funniest line from Iroh here, Katara tells Aang and Sokka like, "This is all my fault," and Aang is like, "No, it's not," and Iroh's like, "It kinda is."
Yeah, it is.
Like, no, it's your fault, dude.
So about that.
About that being your fault. It is. So now the pirates have the Avatar, and Zuko has Katara and the scroll. And this is Sokka's one of his brilliant times here. He tells the pirates, "So you're about to trade the Avatar for the scroll. You know the Avatar is worth like 1,000 times more than that stupid scroll. Like,
right.
You should just take the Avatar
up.
straight to Fire Lord Ozai." And yeah, what does Zuko say? He says, Zuko. This makes Zuko mad and tells Sokka to shut his water tribe peasant mouth up.
Jeez.
I was like, oh man, that's like pushing the PG-13 level.
Yeah,
Right?
he's like bringing a race into this.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Shut your water tribe hole.
And so yeah, Sokka tells the pirates that the Avatar is worth more to the Fire Lord, and that they would be set up for life. And so the pirates are like, "We're calling off the deal. No deal. We're taking the Avatar."
You could keep the scroll.
That's a good point. Sokka has all like the good ideas.
Yes, he's smart, dude.
Every
He seems dumb, but he's super smart.
right, huh?
So
See, that's what happens when you're the one who has to clean bugs and mud.
You
Or
have
like
all
toes.
day
You're
to
just
think
like,
about
what's
stuff.
I think a good
Could be a good
comeback
idea.
for this and
Good
this and
Yep.
that.
This could feel so good to kill that person off.
Yeah, it's gonna feel so good as soon as I'm done scraping this mud and crud off this guy's toes here. The pirate scene in the Fire Nation, they start fighting here. Pirates were so smart, just smoke screen and then just run and take them and pull them in and start beating the crap. Like, smart fighters. Like pirates,
That's an actual like
sketchy, but they're fun.
historical pirate technique.
Oh right,
The smoke screen thing.
yeah. So yeah, I said that the pirates outsmarted the Fire Nation soldiers, and then at the same time, Momo is rescuing Katara and like untangling the rope for her.
Oh yeah, I missed it, but when Aang got captured, that was so cool. Like they shot a net at him, and he did airbending to like shoot the net away, but it just went in between the net. Right. It's like, oh, that was really cool. I love the little details of stuff like that too.
Right. So Momo rescues Katara, and she's like, "I owe you a bushel of apples."
Yeah. I owe you a bushel of apples.
I'm like,
what?
That needs to be said right now. Okay. Like, you can tell her that later. So then Momo steals the scroll because it kind of bounces from person to person, and Momo catches it midair. And this is when the pirate's lizard bird starts like chasing Momo and starts having their own little fight chase scene.
Yeah.
Bunch of cuts in this next couple of scenes here. But yeah. Oh, then Aang, he airbends all the smoke away, only to find a bunch of spears aimed at his throat, and he's like, okay, and then puts the smoke all back. He's like, nope.
Follow me! Yeah.
He's like, okay,
I love how Aang was just saying, like, Sokka, where are you? And then Sokka's like, no, Aang, where are you? I'm over here! And then everyone's just, like, looking at him, because Aang's just yelling where he is in the middle of this thing.
I'm over here! Thanks.
Thanks, Aang.
Aang and Katara bend the water, so then Aang and Katara and Sokka, they all rush to the Fire Nation ship, and they start water bending the ship to get back off the shoreline or whatever, and then the pirate steals Zuko's ship as well, and so Zuko and Iroh just don't have a ship, and they're just like chasing everyone, and then Momo defeats that lizard bird and wraps him up in the pirate flag or whatever, and then after that, Aang blows his whistle. And they're about to fall off a huge waterfall, and they start bending the water to keep them from falling off the waterfall.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
That was cool. They turned it into like a whirlpool somehow.
It was like double whirlpools that like...
Oh, was there two?
Yeah, because Aang and Katara both did one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're moving the same direction or if they're moving opposite directions, or how would that keep it... I don't know.
Because you'd want to go opposite directions so that the current comes towards you and just halts the ship.
Yeah.
Physics, dude.
Science with Sherman.
Science with Sherman. So yeah.
Not a real episode.
Appa is there to save the day and catches them when they eventually fall off the waterfall. And then, yeah, that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
Pretty much, though.
Yeah, pretty much. So Zuko and Iroh find their boat destroyed, and Iroh starts to laugh. He's like, I just noticed. My lotus tie was in my sleeve the entire time.
Like, what was the whole purpose of...
Yeah. I don't know. I love Iroh so much. I wish he was like an uncle to me.
What was his motivation on that? I don't know.
For what?
He literally just wanted to get a tile? And...
Well, because he was missing... He thought he was missing it.
I know he thought he was missing, but I'm saying, like, do you think he had other motives, or was it just, like, I literally just want to get a tile for my game?
That lotus tile has more importance later on in the show.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it'd be the same as, like...
Because it's the white
imagine
lotus
missing, like, one of the kings in a chess set.
Yeah, right.
Like that piece is like a symbol.
I was
like
just thinking
currency
like
of the White Lotus or whatever. Like they have to show that to like get in. Remember?
Oh,
that?
Kind of.
Somewhat. They have to like show their lotus pie piece
or something. Okay,
something like that.
When he said I have to go to the town for a game piece or whatever, like I would have been like use a copper piece or something.
What if we just didn't see it? And what if he did have some kind of secret White Lotus meeting there? Like, I need to go get this. I had it the entire time, but I had a secret White Lotus meeting that he couldn't tell Zuko about. We solved it, writer. We're coming for you.
Good.
I get all excited when I like put things together.
Yeah,
I'm like, this
cool.
Makes so much sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, we're just gonna like conspiracy theory across the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, we are gonna do that.
Next episode.
That Charlie Day meme.
So then it cuts back to the gang, and Katara apologizes for stealing the scroll or whatever and causing chaos. And Sokka reveals that he took the scroll at the last second or whatever, and is like, "You really feel that way?" And Katara's like, "Give me the scroll, please." Yeah. Please, like, keep the scroll. And Sokka's like, "What did you learn?" And she replies that stealing is wrong. Unless it's from pirates.
Yeah.
And Aang is like, Good one, Katara.
It's just like a cheerleader. That's
Yeah,
all
I know. And they fly
Ultimate
off
hype
into the sun. Ultimate hype man. And then the show ends with them just flying off into the sun. No sunset, no sunrise.
Just actual sun.
Just like literally flying off into like noontime sun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the episode took place at night.
Right.
All right.
So that was a good episode, guys.
Yeah. Bending numbers. There was 22 times that they water bended between the two of them.
Right on.
0 Earth again. Earth is just taking a long
We'll get
time.
there.
Oh yeah, but it's taking a long. It's just zeros.
Well, I mean, like...
Well,
they're-
Kingdom of Amashu. And...
Yeah, I know. There's big ones, but it's just taking a while to get there. So
Yeah.
22 water, 0 Earth, 17 fire, and 8 air. And then no Avatar, State, or Spirit World in this one. Just straight up pirate adventure.
I liked it though.
Yeah.
Chris, I mean, if you gave the last one a 7.5, honestly, I expect yours to be like a 6.5 on this one. Seriously, if you gave the last one a 7.5, yours for this would be a 6.5.
I'm thinking like grade what like.
Hold on, are we
percent
doing
out
the
of
rating right
100.
now?
Yeah.
What are you
so
grading?
Because
let's
otherwise,
grade it.
I was like, because normally, like, did you want to go over Katara's thing
Oh yeah.
since we didn't do a Chinese thing?
Oh yeah.
Katara.
Katara's name in Chinese is 3 symbols.
Oh my
And it's
gosh!
complicated, but the first symbol is to be choked or blocked. The second symbol is a tall building or a tower, and then the third symbol is to pull. And when you break all that stuff down, her name really means an oppressed, unified gathering that is moving forward. So it's like if we were in a part of a big group of people who are being oppressed, but we're still moving forward. Like that's
She's
basically
the
what her
glue
name
and the
means.
spiritual guide that keeps the team Avatar flowing
Yeah, pretty much.
and keeps them positive.
Because
keeps
it's
them
all
hopeful.
about hope.
It is, Sherman.
It is
All about hope.
all about hope.
Every story ever is about hope. That's good because hope is good. We need hope.
So fun thing about considering you did Katara's, and this is an episode for waterbending. So waterbending for the show is based on the martial arts of Tai Chi, and like that specific like water whip is an actual like Tai Chi move.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's based on the Tai Chi move called single whip.
Really?
Right,
So the
yeah, no,
movement that they're making is
legit.
single whip. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
The depth of the show.
I know.
Oh,
I'm telling
that's
you, man,
crazy.
they go hard.
If I ever get to meet the creators of or Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yeah,
Of
that's
Aang
hot.
the
Aang the Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's my dream. To
You're the
meet
creator of
you guys.
Aang the Avatar.
No,
Yeah.
the universe.
I'd be asking him a lot about like the Dragon Prince, personally.
Who?
So the creators for Avatar have another show on Netflix called Dragon Prince.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
sure,
just
because
kidding.
it's fantasy, whatever.
I'm joking.
All right, Dustin, what do you want to rate this episode?
Are we saving yours for last?
Yes.
I give it mine an 8.
An 8.
Yes. I'm scared to hear yours, Chris. Sherman, what's yours?
I gotta go with like a 7.8 because like
That's
I love
close
this like I love pirates, but like the stereotypical like pirate captain, like I've got a pirate hat, a parrot, and
Right.
I'm like the cheese factor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go probably... I would give it a B. So I would say I'm just going to go 8.0 on this one. I think this one
How
is better.
is this a better episode than the last one?
Wait, sure. What'd you say again? Dustin, what'd you say again?
7.8. And he said you gave it a flat 8, right?
You give it an 8. Yeah.
It's not feeling good, guys.
This one, everyone had more
Hold
to
on,
do.
guys. Hold on.
Everyone had more
So,
to do.
last episode, one of the greatest episodes we have watched so far.
No, it's-
He's like 7.5.
All it
This
was,
one, an
all it
average
was
episode.
an action fest. Like, if last episode was like watching Transformers, this episode was like watching The Last Samurai. Like, not that that's a great
So you
movie,
don't like the world
but
building and like history building of the last episode either? With the Avatar Roku and stuff like that?
there's tons of world building and history building in
In this one?
Transformers.
In this one?
There's tons of it.
No, in this episode.
I'm just saying, it's a good
We're not
comparison.
comparing Transformers. We're comparing
So-
this episode to the last episode.
I know.
So hold on.
Yeah.
So last episode was Transformers, and this one is what? What did you say?
The first thing I thought of was The Last Samurai.
Last Samurai.
Yeah. because there's all the like training and all that other stuff. So I'm just saying, Aang had something to do. He had to learn how to waterbend for the first time. Katara had something to do. She had to get over her pride.
What did Sokka have to do?
Sokka had to clean a whole bunch of gunk and come up with some good ideas.
So actually had nothing. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have as much, but 2 people so far have had. Well, the last episode had 1. Zuko,
the most important one, Aang.
Yeah.
So here's my question. So, I mean, off topic, but like, how did you feel about like Avengers Endgame?
Very good about it.
Okay, because same concept. Nobody shows up until like the end of the movie, but like up until that, it's like, all right, you've got a job, you've got a job, but
Avengers
like
Endgame
all of the other
much,
Avengers are gone.
I mean, this is a complete weird comparison, but Avengers Endgame was very much like the last episode. It was awesome to watch, awesome culmination of all the stuff that has happened already. But
okay,
it's like,
so what's your favorite Marvel movie?
Well, probably Endgame.
Okay. Oh my! End the stream, bro. I can't contain it.
All right, my rating is up.
Oh my goodness, dude.
It's not that bad.
It's so bad because you're like, it's 7.5, and then you're like, but we're comparing this episode or whatever to Endgame, which is your favorite of all time. But it's trash. But it's absolute dumb.
It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest movie of all time, though. And what's the rating based off of? Are these ratings that we're rating based off of like watchability? It's kind of an arbitrary number that we're throwing out there. Like we're not really basing it off of anything. It's just honestly how we're feeling at the time. I know. I know, but I'm seriously, like, when people ask you what's your favorite movies, like your top 10 list, like, okay, my top 10 list of movies that I think are the greatest films of all time is much different than my just top 10 favorite movies that I would watch anytime.
I would agree with you.
And so sometimes, I mean, it's hard, but sometimes I'm kind of going back and forth through that.
Okay, what are we doing the ratings on? On how what we like or on what we actually think is good then? You know what I mean? Like what you just explained.
That's why I'm waiting until we talk about the episode to rate it, because I don't know until I rate it.
Well, I would have 2 totally different ratings then for like what I like and what I actually like think.
Yeah. Well, and the hard part with rating it like this, I mean, I'm glad we're doing it, but it's also hard because there's like...
Well, so I'm doing it based off just my interest and like. I'm not doing it off of like structure or like that.
Okay. See, I'm doing it more off of that. Like, my interest in I would definitely rate the last episode much higher than this one. This one was kind of boring. But this
I think this one...
You think this one was more structured better?
I think after the last...
That's what I'm saying.
Especially after the last episode where it's very action-packed and like world-building. Like, I think that like the creators wanted to go with like a more like, oh, let's throw some comedy
I
there.
like the episode. I mean, I haven't not liked an episode of this.
Well, then we should... When we're rating, then we should have all the same understanding of what we're rating. You know what I mean? Instead of you're rating for structural, I'm rating for like. We should all either structural or all like. Maybe. So that there's not...
I mean, I think that's how ratings work, though, because, like...
Yeah.
I mean, he can rate it however he wants based on... like.
I know, but we're basing it off 2 different things, though.
That's how critics work.
Yeah.
Well, what are the critics basing off of? Of how good the film is, based off of...
I think critics... I think a lot of critics go based on, like,
structure of the film.
Right, they're not going off of if they liked it.
Well, structure, like, the actual, like, acting, quality of, like, the people involved.
So that's what I'm saying. He's doing it the more, what would you call it?
You're doing, like
traditionally
what you like
style, and
I do, like, the story of it and the structure. And then, Sherman, you can do it off of the acting quality. There you go. I'm just kidding. That's going to be kind of hard, actually. The voice of Appa in this one was exquisite, if I do say so myself.
Prime. Also the same voice actor as Zeb from Star Wars Rebels.
Appa? Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
My favorite voice actor for this episode was the parrot.
The parrot.
I'll pay you $15 to scream into a microphone for half an hour. Sold. All right.
So that gives us an average rating of 7.9.
Yeah. Cool. Dustin?
I'm okay with that.
Take us away.
Thanks, guys. Okay. Well, thanks, guys, for watching this episode of I was about to say something else. Fandom Nights.
Star Wars obsession.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So yeah, thanks for watching this episode of Fandom Nights. If you want to become a Fandom Knight, please check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And please don't forget to subscribe.
Appa?
Thanks, guys. Oh yeah! Totally ruined it. Appa.
Yip.